It's Monday, so let's have some fun and save some money. Welcome to Ready, Budget, Game. Hi, my name is Drew, and you're watching Ready, Budget, Go. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm glad you found me. And if we've already met before, welcome back. It's so good to see you again. It's game night, so I've got the game night binder here, and I've also got about $100. Well, I have exactly $100 in prop money to go into the binder, and I have 30 in tens, 45 in fives, 14 in twos, and 11 in ones. And if I end up putting more than $100 in, I'll just grab some more prop money and make sure that when I go to transfer the money from my checking account to my high yield savings account, that it is correct. And if you're new here, that is why I use prop money, because I transfer my savings directly from my checking account into the high yield savings, so I don't take the cash out of the bank just to have to put it back into the bank later. So let's get started, as we always do, with Loteria. And this week we are in regular Loteria. This binder is now perched precariously because I have my dice tower out. There we go. Still precarious, but hopefully a little more stable. So I've got the cards, I've got the game card, and then I've got the chips. So if you haven't seen me play Loteria before, Loteria is basically a card game version of bingo. So instead of bingo balls, you have these cards with pictograms on it. I am going to keep drawing cards and filling in the spaces on the game card until I get a Loteria, which is a row of 4, and then I save $1 for every chip that is down on the card. So let's move these a little closer, stack them a little neater, and let's see how we do. So first up, we've got La Campana, and that is right here. Then we have La Bandera, don't have that. La Rana, we do have that. El Sol, it's right here. El Venado, yep. La Meseta, right here. So getting a lot of them this week. La Palma, yep. So already El Cantarito will give us a Loteria. La Pera, we don't have. La Sirena, don't have. El Soldado, we have. El Alacran, no. Las Haras, no. El Barril, no. And there's El Cantarito. So just like that, we have a Loteria. So we have the 4 across here, so I'm going to save 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, $8. So that was a really short game. That might be the shortest one yet. I still had most of the deck left to deal. Put those in here, give them one quick shuffle. And then I will clear off the card, put $8 in the envelope, and we'll move on to the next game. Whoops, so I bend all the cards. Okay, so $8 going into Loteria. Set that aside. We'll get out the binder here. 5, 7, 8. And as always, I will do a condensing at the end. So let's move on now to Sussed. And now we know where this game comes from, finally. It comes from the UK, and I will show you how we know that. So this question here says, what would I most like to see on all 10-pound notes? Something I've written, something I've drawn, or my portrait? So I am going to go for the egotistical answer, and I am going to say my portrait, just because I'm not a good artist, and I don't really want to share my writing with the world on currency, so I'm going to go with my portrait. Just the pure ego trip. And if you haven't seen my videos before, for each of these questions, I save $5 if I pick the C answer, $3 if I pick the B answer, and $2 if I pick the A answer. So that's $5. Let's do one more. Which restaurant do I think sounds best? Or which instrument do I think sounds best? A, saxophone, B, piano, or C, electric guitar? And that is really tough because I love all 3 of these instruments. But if you can get a really good sax player, like a really good jazz musician, probably the saxophone. My mom also played the alto sax, so I'm going to pick saxophone here. So that is going to be $5 plus $2, so $7 this week. We'll do the third question on the card next week. So that is going to go into Sussed. And then up next is going to be the name game. And this is one that I picked up at a thrift store for dirt cheap. It was like $3. And in here are cards where they have clues to the identity of a famous person. There are 5 clues. So I save $1 per clue that it costs me to get the right answer. If I get all the way to the 5th answer and I still don't have the right guess, I save $10. Otherwise, at most, it'll be $5 for a right guess for using 5 clues. So let me slide this under here and flip it over. And then let's see how we do. Okay, so first we've got rich list. So that could be pretty much anybody. Philanthropist. Who's a rich philanthropist? I'm going to say Andrew Carnegie. Windows. Oh, no. Okay, so it's Bill Gates. Bill Gates. Computers, Microsoft. Yep, Bill Gates. Okay, so I got that on the third guess, which was Windows. So I'm going to save $3 for this one. And we'll do one more. Okay, got that one. So put it, on top. Flip it. There we go. Okay. 1990s. Could be anybody. No help. USSR. I'll say Boris Yeltsin. Birthmark. Okay, it's not Boris Yeltsin. It's the other guy. Oh, Gorbachev. Mikhail Gorbachev. Communism, Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev. Yep. I think Soviet Union is kind of a crummy clue because they've already got USSR here, but I knew it was Gorbachev, so I am going to put 2 back and take out a 5 because that took 3 clues. And I think that's all I'm going to do this week because I may end up putting more into another game. So we'll call that good for now. Set this to the side. And we'll have $6 going into the name game. All right, up next is going to be Dicetropolis, and we are on game number 3 this week. So I'm going to put that Sharpie away because we're going to be using a dry erase, and we're going to be playing doubles. So let me get a dry erase marker. There's one. Oops, only if I can get my hands on it. Okay, so we need 3 d6 dice, and the object is to get 2 of each number in sequence. For example, you must roll 2 1s before you can attempt 2 2s, and you must roll 2 2s before you can attempt 2 3s, etc. If you manage to roll one of the number in play, you can reserve that die and roll the remaining 2 dice. For each dice value, write the number of rolls it takes to get a pair. Once you have rolled 2 6s, add up the total rolls you made for all dice values and save that amount. So, usually I do this low budget, unless the dice are really on fire. We get the dice tower out. And I need dice. I'm just going to use the dice from Quicks because they are handy. So I'll use red. You know what? We'll just do the primary colors. Red, yellow, and blue. Okay. So let's see how we do. So we're looking for 2 1s. And we get 2 2s. Okay, but we can't use those yet because we're on 1. So that's 1 roll. 2 rolls. 3 rolls. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, 1s took us 7 rolls. Now we're going to look for the 2s, and let's see how we do there. This is roll 1. Okay. Roll number 2. There's 2 3s. Roll 3. And it was 3 rolls there. All right. Now we're looking for 3s. And we got 3 5s. So that was roll 1. Oh, come on, you. Okay, roll number 2. We got 1 of them and 2 4s. We're always a roll behind. And roll number 3. Okay. Now we're looking for those 4s. We got one of them, and 2 6s. Roll 2. This is roll 3, and we got it on the third roll. Third roll is the money roll so far. All right, now we're doing 5s. Roll 1. And last but not least, 6s. Nope. Let's roll 1. Roll 2. Roll 3. Roll 4. Okay. So we have 7, 10, 13, 16, 21. So I am not going to save $21. I'm going to add the 2 and the 1, and I'm going to save $3 for this game. So not much going into Dicetropolis this week, but that is okay. I forgot to get out my little rag, so forgive me. I'm going to use my finger to clean off the card. Okay, so now that is set up for the next time we play it. But I'm going to put that away, and I'm going to save $3 into Dicetropolis. I'll leave the dice tower out because we're going to need that, because up next is Dicetropolis 2. So envelope number 4 gets $3. Okay, Dicetropolis 2, Dice Harder. We are going to need, I don't know what I'm doing here. We're going to need our D4s, because all Dicetropolis 2 games are based on D4. And we're going to need the third card, or the third game, which is easy as 1, 2, 3. So in this game, the object is to roll a 1, 2, and a 3 on successive rolls. We start with rolling 3 D4 dice. If you roll a 1 on the first roll, place it on the space marked 1. If multiple dice show a 1, place only 1 die on the 1. If you rolled a 1 on your first roll, roll the remaining 2 dice on your second roll with the aim of rolling a 2. If you did not roll a 1, roll all 3 dice. You must roll a 1 before you can move on to rolling a 2 or a 3. So not all that dissimilar from doubles. Once you have rolled a 3, once you've rolled a 2, roll the remaining die to try to roll a 3. If you are successful in rolling a 1, 2, and 3 within 5 rolls, save $3. Otherwise, save $6. So let's see how we do here. So we're looking for a 1. And we got it. So now we're looking for a 2. We're on our second roll. And we got that. So now we have 3 more rolls, and we need to get a 3. So roll 1. That's a 2. Roll 2 is a 1. Roll 3 is a 2. Okay, so we did not get it. So we are going to save $6 for this game, and I am going to play one more time. So let's roll all 3 dice. And we got a 4, 3, and 2, so that's not what we need. So roll number 2. Oops, there we go. A 2 2s and a 4, nope. So now we have to get we've used our mulligan, so we have to get a 1 on this roll or it's game over. And we didn't get it, so that is another $6. So that is $12 for easy as 1, 2, 3. And that is where I'm going to stop for this week. So I'm going to put the D4s away. Pop these back in their little bag. Clean off the card and put $12 into the envelope for Dicetropolis 2, aka Dice Harder. 10 and 12. Oh, these 2s are sticking together because they don't have stickers on them. Okay. Sure enough, I still have 2 of them. All right, $12 going in here. And we'll move on to Dice Aquarium, and we'll play that one next. The third game in Dice Aquarium is Go Fish, and I'll read the instructions here because it's been a while since we've played it. It says roll 1d6 die and record the number at the top of the card. This number is now it. Roll 3d6 dice. Set aside any matching the it number. Reroll any remaining die up to 2 more times. If after 3 rolls no dice match the it number, save $5. If 1 die matches the it number, save the value of that die. If 2 dice match the it number, save the value of both dice. If all 3 dice match the it number, save the value of all dice. Okay, so let's roll 1 of these. And we've got a 5, so 5 is the it number. So we've got 3 rolls to see how many 5s we can get. We got 1. Okay. So roll 3d6 dice, set aside any matching the number, so we did. Reroll any remaining dice up to 2 more times. So let's do that. So we got a 1 and a 3. Last roll, a 4 and a 6. So we have 5, 6, and 4. So only one matched the it number. So we're going to save the value of that die. So we're going to save $5. I'm going to play one more time with all 3 dice. Same it numbers. Okay, so we've got 1. 2 more rolls to get more 5s. And we got them. So we have 5, 5, and 5. So we rolled 3 dice that match the it number, so we're going to save the value of all dice, which is going to be $15. So 15 and 5 is 20. If I were playing this low budget, then I would probably add the 5 or the 2 and the 0 together and save 2, or I would keep going. But I'm going to play this one high budget and save the $20 because we've had some low budget saves earlier on. So, all done with Dice Aquarium for the week. Put this aside, back where it goes. Oops, there we go. And we've got $20 going into number 6 for Dice Aquarium. And up next, it's that time. It is time for Fruit Machine. So, Fruit Machine, if you haven't seen it before, is a slot machine type game, and it comes with 3 custom dice. You can get this from my Etsy shop, as you can with Dice-Tropolis 2, and Dice Aquarium. And these dice have different symbols on it. There's diamonds, cherries, watermelons, oranges, plums, or blueberries. I mean, they are plums, but some people call them blueberries, and that's okay. We don't discriminate here. And lemons. And you roll the dice, and you have up to 4 total rolls to get 3 of a kind. And if you don't get 3 of a kind, you save according to what you do have. If you have any cherries, then you would save $3 for 2 cherries, $1 for 2 cherries. If you don't have any cherries and you don't have 3 of a kind, you save $1. So, if you don't like those rules, you can also make up your own with your own amounts, your own number of rolls, and all of that. You get both of these A5 dashboards. They are glossy coated, so you can use a dry erase and it will wipe right off. But I always use the default rules. So let's give it a roll and see how we do with Fruit Machine for this week. Okay, so we've got a plum, an orange, and a watermelon. So I'm going to be cheap and go for the plums. 3 more rolls. Cherry and a diamond. Plum and an orange. Okay, so now we got 2 plums, 1 more roll left. And a watermelon. Okay, so we're going to save $1 for that. So I'm going to make a mark here. So I'm keeping count. I'm going to put, well, we'll see how much. Somewhere between $5 and $10 into this challenge this week. All right, try it again. 2 plums and a watermelon. All right, plums, we're doing you again. First re-roll, second re-roll, last chance. Cherry. Okay, so we got a cherry. So that's going to be $2 for that game. Roll them again. Cherry, lemon, and plum. Okay, let's try the lemons. 2 more plums. Okay. All right, dice. I see how you are. So we'll go for the plums. And I think there's 1 more roll left. And we got them. Okay, so I'm going to count that. And that gives us $5, $7, $8. So I'm going to stop there. I don't know if I was entitled to that other roll or not, but I took it and I got it. So we'll go with it. 5, 7, and 8 going into Fruit Machine for the week. All right. So we'll stuff all this business in here. And then I will get out the scorecard for Quicks, and we'll play that next. If you haven't seen Quicks before, it's a lot like Shut the Box, but it's different. You use 3 dice instead of 2, and you have to cross off at least 1 number to proceed. You have to use exactly 2 of the 3 dice to make a number. You can use, you can cross off 1, 2, or 3 numbers for each roll, but if you have a roll and you cannot cross off any of the numbers, then you are out. So let's see how we do this week. Just going to put the Fruit Machine dice away. Take out the Quicks dice. We are on the green row, so I'll use the 2 white dice and the green. You don't have to. You can use the same colored dice. It doesn't matter. I just do this because why not, right? So I bought Quicks in the store, and then I changed the rules to make it into a savings challenge game, which is one of my favorite things to do, is take a game that somebody else made and repurpose it as a savings game. So let's, oh, I need the big Tombo here. All right, so let's see how we do. Okay, so we've got 10 and we've got 7. I'm going to take the 10. I'm going to leave the 7 because 7s are easy to roll, so I don't want to knock that out too early. 9, 8, and 7, so I'm going to take the 9. I'm going to leave the 8 and 7. 11, 7, and 6, so I'll take the 11. We'll leave the 7 and the 6. 12 and 8, so I'm going to take the 12. We'll leave the 8. So we need low numbers now. So we've got 4, 6, and 8. I'm going to take the 4. Okay, 9, 5, and 6. So I'm going to take the 5. Still going to leave that 6. So again, 11, 9, and 8. So the only thing that I can do is take the 8. So we've got 7, 6, 3, and 2. And we've got 10, 9, and 11. Okay, so we are out. So we've got 10, 18, and I add the 1 and the 8 and save 9. Because I will save up to $10 on this game. Anything more than, or up to 12 sometimes, but anything more than that, I add the 2 digits together and then save accordingly. Okay, so we're done with these dice. Put these away. This is one of the games that I could play over and over and over and over again. Who knows, maybe for April Fool's Day I'll do a Oops All Quicks episode. We'll have to see. I don't know when April 1st is next year. If it's on a Monday, I might be up to something tricky. All right, so I'm going to put the scorecard back along with $9. We're into the ones. This goes into envelope number 8. And then up next is Tucano. And this one is another game that I bought at a game store, and then I repurposed it into a savings game. This one, I deal 6 cards, and then I save according to what the cards tell me. And I've explained this a number of times, so I'm not going to go into too much detail on it. If you want a more detailed explanation, last week's video is a good one to watch, or any of the previous editions of Ready Budget Game going back, I don't know, a couple of months at least at this point, maybe 3 months even. I've been playing it for a while now. Okay, so we're going to cut them, and we're going to deal. So there's 1, it's a gift, okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so this one with a gift on it, that means deal 2 cards. So 1 and 2, and I'm going to ignore this one because it was a part of a redeal. Oh my goodness, I'm going to ignore that one too. I'm getting all the special cards now. Okay, another pomegranate or whatever it is. Hedgehog, I don't know. I think it's a piece of fruit. Dragon fruit, maybe? All right, so now we've got this card, and I have to go back to the rules to remember what that one does, because I haven't had that one in a while. So, remove last card. Okay. So we're going to remove this one. So I'm going to turn those over just to hold their spots. So now I'm going to save according to what position all these cards are in. So these 2 are in the first position, and the first position is $3. These are the same card. So that's going to be 3 plus 3, so $6. This, or 6. It's not dollars yet. This is in the second position, which is 8. So we have 6 plus 8, so 14 for the top row. This is in the 5th position, and there's nothing here for the 5th position. It only has 1, 2, and 3, so we're going to flip that over. And this is for the 6th position, and there's nothing in here for the 6th position, so we're going to flip that over. So that leaves us with a grand total of 14 from the first line. Now, I'm not going to save the 14. I'm going to add the 1 and the 4 and save 5 and call it good for this week. I think that is sufficient. And Tucano is a really volatile game, even though I play at low budget. So I am just going to do the 1 game for this week. I'm going to put these back in. We'll give them 1 quick shuffle. And then I'll save the $5 and we'll move on to Dice Fecta. Okay. Oops. So now it's time for Dice Fecta, and I am going to be playing the D8 Dice Fecta this week. I will be doing the first card of D8, or card A for D8, which is green. No, it isn't. It's purple. I lied. Okay. And let's get out the Dicefecta dice here. Dry erase marker again, because these are also glossy coated. So if you haven't seen Dicefecta before, what you do is you roll a die and you cross off the numbers that come up. You keep going until you fill up one of these sections, and then you yell Dicefecta, and then you save accordingly. And I'll explain that once we get our Dicefecta. So let's give it a roll and see how we do. Okay, 5. So we're going to take the 5s. 5 again. 7. Okay, so a 3 will give us a Dicefecta already. That is a 3. Okay, goodness, Dicefecta already. So lickety-split, we got our Dicefecta. Now, there's 3 different ways that you can save once you get your Dicefecta. You can add up, the high budget way is to add up everything that's in the section that you completed. So that would be 3 plus 5 is 8, plus 7 is 15. So $15 for high budget. The medium budget way is to add or to take $1 for every number that you crossed off. So we've crossed off 5 numbers here, so that's $5. The low budget way is to save the last number that you rolled, and that is a 3. And yes, sometimes the medium budget and the low budget are reversed, but ultimately there's 3 different ways to score. So I am going to do medium budget today, and I'm going to save $5 for all of the numbers that I crossed off, and I'm going to play one more game. So again, I don't have my little rag here, so I'm just going to do this, and of course I let this sit, so now it doesn't want to come off as easy, but it does come off eventually with enough friction. All right, so let's go again. So we've got 7 this time. 1, 2, 1 again, 5, 6, and 8. So Dicefecta, and we've got 2 of them. So here, the high budget would be either $11 or $19. The medium budget would be 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And the low budget would be 8. So I'm going to... Oh, goodness. We've got 2 more games left. I'm going to do the medium budget, and I'm going to save $10. Oh, no, because I still have to pay off the last game, don't I? So I have 5 from that last game. I'm going to do low budget and do 8. 5, 6, 7, and 8. So a total of $13 going into Dicefecta for this week. So we'll just clean this off. And again, dry erase works best. You can use wet erase. I don't recommend using a Sharpie just because the method to take it off, which is alcohol, will eat through the glossy coating. This isn't like lamination. This is a coating on the cards. So we'll put the Dicefecta card back. And I think we're done with that. No, we're not. We have 1 more dice game left. So all of this is going into Dicefecta. Up next, we've got left, center, right. Okay, so this is the last dice game. So put the dice tower back and get out those dice. So if you haven't seen left, center, right before, because I just brought it back a few weeks ago, this is another game that I bought commercially and decided to make it a savings game. So it comes with these 3 dice. The dice are D6, and one side has a star, one says left, one says right, and then 3 sides have the little circle on them. And so the way that I do this is I start with 3 chips. I roll the dice. If it says go to the right, I put it in the right. If it gets the star, it goes to the middle. If it says left, I go left. And I keep going until I run out of chips. Now, I also have this stockpile of chips. If it lands on one of these, I bring another chip from over here to here. Sometimes this is over in 1 roll. Sometimes it takes the whole stack of chips. You just never know. Once I'm done, I save the highest column. So let's see how we do this week. Okay, so we've got 1 going to the center. We've got 2 more coming in. 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and 1 more. 1 to the center, 1 to the left, and 1 more. One to the left and two more. One to the left, one to the center, and one more. Three more. Three more. Looks like I'm using all the chips this week. Okay, one to the left and two more. Two to the right and one more. One to the center and two more. One to the left, one to the center, and one more. Two to the center and one to the right. Three more, which is all I have. So now if it comes up one of these, I'm just going to ignore it and keep rolling until I'm out of chips here. Okay, one to the left, one to the right. Two to the left. It's almost like a square dance. Oops, I'm going to count that. One to the left, one to the right. Two to the left and one to the right. So I'm going to give one to the right and one to the left. All right, so left wins, and it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11. So $11 into left, center, right this week. I'm going to put these away. It does, the game that I bought does come with the chips, but they're small and they also are close to the color of this. So I use the white ones because they're easier to pick up and they're easier to see. Okay, so $11 for left, center, right, which I don't think I even have. And we've got one more game to play. 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I need $4 more. I'm going to make a note. So left, center, right, which is envelope 11, add $4, because I'll do this afterward before I do the condensing. Okay, so we're done with the dice tower for this week. And the reason I don't mind going over is because it just puts me to my goal that much faster. So I'm not too strict with the limit here. So that's going into left, center, right. We'll do it that way. And we've got one more game to play, and that is going to be flip 7. So let me get the cards out for that. And I will give these a shuffle. Flip 7 is another one that I've explained a few times. Go back the last 3 or 4 weeks and watch if you'd like an in-depth explanation, but for the purposes of this video, I am just going to shuffle and deal. Have to deal at least 3 cards, and the object is not to match any of the values on the cards. So let's see how we do. First card is a 10. Second card is a 2, that's really good. Third card is a 7. So now the question is, do I stop or do I keep going? And I am going to keep going. A 6, okay, that's good. I'm going to keep going because I don't have any 11s or 12s. Oh dear, plus 8. Okay, that is a score adder. Let me move these down. That is not an 8 like for here. Okay, so going to keep going. A 9. And I'm going to freeze there because I've got a lot of points here already and I don't want to bust. So let's see. So we've got 10. How am I going to add this? 19, 21, 28, 34, plus 8 is 42. And I'm going to add the 4 and the 2 and save $6. So I'm going to call that good. And I will write a note to put $6 into envelope number 12. So that means for game night this week, for Ready Budget Game, we have saved $110 because I'm $10 over. So now what I'm going to do is clean up all of this mess, and I'm going to get the cash tray reset, and then I will condense all the envelopes. So come back for that here before you know it. All right, let's condense these envelopes. I've got the cash tray reset, and we're ready to go. So in the Loteria envelope, we have 200, 300, 50, 60, 5, 7, 9, 71. So I am going to take all of this back and put in a 20. So 10, 5, a 1, and 2 2s. Okay, next in sussed we have 100, 50, 70, 5, 7, 9, 80. So I'm going to put back the 5, the 2 2s, and a 1, and take out a 10. So still 180. The name game has 50, 70, 80, 5, 90, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm going to put back the 2 1s for a 2, and the 2 5s and a 10 for a 20. Okay. Dicetropolis has 100, 200, 300, 400, and 50, 60, 5, 7, 9, 70. So we'll take back the 10, the 5, the 2 2s, and the 1 for a 20. Now I'm out of stickered 20s, but that's okay. Positive cash flow, right? Move this under here so it's not flapping all over the place. All right, Dicetropolis 2 has 100, 20, 40, 50, 2, 4, and 5. So we'll put those back for a 5. And we'll exchange the 2 20s and a 10 for a 50. So still 155. And then I'm going to go back an envelope to Dicetropolis. I'm going to swap out this 20 for one that has a sticker on it, just because they are easier to separate and sort. All right, Dicequarium has 100, 10, 20, 30, 5, 37, 38. So I can swap 2 10s for a 20. Okay, there we go. Fruit Machine has, a whole bunch. 100, 20, 40, 5, 47, 49, 52. Okay, so I am going to put all of this away for a 50. 2 20s, 5, 2 2s, and a 1 for a 50. So still 152 bucks in Fruit Machine. Quicks has 100, 200, 300, 400, and 20, 30, 5, 37, 39, 41, 42, 43. Okay, so I need to keep a 2 and a 1. Nope, I miscounted that. 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 30, 5, 37, 39, 41, 43, 44, and 45. Okay. So this should be 20 bucks. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20. Yep. Okay. So we'll take a 20. We'll put back the 10, all the 2s, and the 1. So still 445. And that has been from the entire year, because I've been playing Quicks a long time. Quicks is one that I don't think I'll ever pull out of here. I just love it too much. And then Tucano has 100, 20, 40, 547. So nothing we can condense there. Dicefecta has 100, 50, 70, 90, 5, 200, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to take back all the ones and grab 2 2s. And then this all should be another $100. 50, 70, 95, 100. Yep. Okay. And I've got another Barracuda placeholder here, so I will use that. So 204 in Dicefecta. And then this one we need to add $4 to. So before I do anything else, I'm going to swap a 1 for a 5. And inside the envelope for left, center, right, we have 20, 5, 30, 2, 4, and 5. So we'll take back 5, 2 2s, and a 1 for a 10. So still $35. This one just came back, so I haven't played it all that much yet. And then Flip 7 has an IOU of $6. So I'm going to put back 14 and take a 20. And so Flip 7 now has 45 bucks. And this one also just came back, so still accumulating. I'm going to reset all of these envelopes at the end of the year, and I will probably swap out some of the games, and we'll see what comes in next year. But for now, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please leave me a thumbs up, drop me a comment down below, subscribe if you're new for more. I'll be back tomorrow with the Savings Challenge Binder, and on Wednesday for My Money relaunch with the Paint by Sticker challenge. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until I see you in the next one, take care.